Now, live in studio, teaching you what the big banks, collection companies, and credit bureaus don't want you to know about your credit and how you can live a debt-free lifestyle through financial literacy and credit education. You're listening to Your Credit Matters, heard daily on KPRZ at 6:30 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Your host, author, speaker, and local credit expert, Rondi Lambeth. Now, here's Rondi.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Your Credit Matters. I'm so thankful to spend this time with you because I love helping you and families like yours have a better life through credit education and financial literacy. I expose what I think the big banks, the collection companies, and the credit bureaus don't want you to know, and how they purposely drive down your credit score so they can charge you higher interest rates, more fees, and keep you in chains and make sure you are their slave your entire life. If you have any questions regarding credit, real estate, or finances, please give me a call on my offline number at 619-333-0111. Again, it's 619-333-0111. Or visit my website at askrondi.com. Again, that's askrondi.com. ASKRONDI.com. When we talk, not only am I going to be able to help you and your family escape the chains of bad credit, but I'm also going to give you a financial roadmap to get you debt-free in as little as 100 days. I look forward to speaking with you, and I look forward to today's show. Today on the show, I have with me Sean Doan of California's largest family law firm. Thanks, Sean, for coming in.
Hi, Rodney. Thank you.
And we also have licensed paralegal and licensed California real estate agent and my partner, Michelle Olson. Thanks, Michelle, for coming in.
You bet.
You know, we get a lot of calls regarding credit and regarding real estate and foreclosures, and a lot of calls on bankruptcies because we talk about that. We talk about how to get out of debt in as little as 100 days. Both Michelle and I have gone through bankruptcy. We've counseled thousands of people, and we've shared our experience with the bankruptcy and how it was probably the best financial decision I'd ever made. And so today I want to go break down the myths of bankruptcy with you, Sean. Break down what is it really that bankruptcy is designed to do? What does it do? What does it not do? And how have you been able to help, over 30,000 families in California since you guys started your law firm? You have 15 different offices. And what's really cool about your guys' firm is you're not these stuffy, uptight attorneys. It looks like you just got done surfing. And, it's great because you can go in and you're meeting with real people. It's not a mill where you just meet with a bunch of paralegals and then they throw you to the wolves. But rather, when someone calls your firm, I know when they call you and they call me, we give them your cell phone number, which, according to most marketing people, that's the worst move you could make. You don't want people to have your cell phone number. But you give out your cell phone number because you really want to help people. You want them to be able to call in at 7 o'clock at night when you're at home. Not that you're going to answer, but at least they're not having to leave a voicemail through some answering machine at some office. They know when they call, they're going to talk to you, and you're going to listen to their each and every voicemail, and you're going to reach out to them and help them. So I'm glad you come on the show, but can you give me some myths that people think about bankruptcy? What are some of the myths of, what bankruptcy is?
There are a lot of myths. One of the big one is, if I file bankruptcy, I'm going to destroy my credit. I'm never going to be able to buy a house, or I'm never going to be able to get another car or open a bank account. I think that's probably the easiest myth right there to overcome. I mean, look at you, look at Michelle. You guys are doing okay.
Yeah, let's talk about that myth because that is the number one question that we get is how is bankruptcy going to affect my credit? And when I do my seminars, I travel all over the U.S. and I teach attorneys about credit. And what most attorneys, bankruptcy attorneys, don't know is how much of an impact it has to do with your credit. And I met just last week with the San Diego attorney, great attorney, been doing bankruptcies now for 33 years. And I asked him, I said, hey, how many points do you think bankruptcy affects your credit? So I asked him on the air. He's on the radio, and he said like 400 points, I think.
Yeah, 400 points.
350 to 400 points.
He got that Chicago title flyer.
Yeah, it really has the same impact on your credit score generally as 1 30-day late from a credit card. That's it. It's 35 to 50 points. That's all. I have a 761 FICO credit score with a Chapter 7 bankruptcy showing up on my credit on TransUnion. On my Equifax, which the bankruptcy doesn't show because I had it legally removed, I'm at 720. So I'm 40 points higher on my credit report with the bankruptcy than without.
Right. It's true. And we can actually now show our clients right there in our office what their credit score will jump to shortly after they file bankruptcy. We have a subscription to a credit report company that pulls all the credit bureaus. And what it does is it gives us their current score and then what the anticipated score is 6 months after they file. And I can predict it probably about 75% of the time, just kind of after I talk to the client and get a little bit more information about whether they've been paying their bills, what kind of accounts do they have. And generally, I'm seeing roughly 500s go up to 620 instantly. It's all relative. I mean, if you're in the 700, 800s right now and you have great credit, you're going to take a little hit. But let's be honest, if you're filing bankruptcy, if you're contemplating it, you're probably not way up there in the 700s at this time.
Probably not. You're probably behind.
You've exhausted all your options and, you're getting down to the wire now, and it's time to do something to stop the fall.
And that's what people don't understand is they think, well, I don't want to ruin my credit. And that's what they say to me. I don't want to ruin my credit by filing bankruptcy. And yet they got 15 judgments and collections and foreclosures and short sales. I'm like, it's going to help your credit, because what they don't understand is the moment you file, there's the automatic stay issued. And once the automatic stay is issued, they can't continue to attempt to collect the debt. And reporting the information as past due and negative on a credit report, according to the Federal Trade Commission's cost opinion letter, is an attempt to collect a debt. And so what Michelle and I are able to do is look at that credit report, find out when they filed, and anything negative or derogatory after that date of filing, according to the cost FTC opinion letter, it should not be on the credit report. And we have a 98% deletion rate of any account that is included in bankruptcy. Generally, within 90 days, we're able to remove it from the credit report. So it's not the bankruptcy that hurts the credit. It's all of the banks that continue to report the accounts as past due. Like we were talking, Sean, during the break, that Bank of America, on one of our clients, is reporting an account still past due, still late, key derogatory, every month, and it's been 2.5 years since it's been discharged.
Is it a real estate loan?
It is a real estate loan.
Yeah, they're having problems with the real estate loan reporting. I have a client right now that is 3 years after their bankruptcy, and they're still sending her monthly statements.
Yeah, and you know what's happened? He can't buy a house. His credit score is good enough to buy a house.
That's usually the trigger that makes them come into me,
And I think that,
what do I do here? What's going on? Why are they still billing me again? I haven't lived at this house in 3 years.
And that's something that's going with Brad is Bank of America is attempting to collect a debt that has been discharged in bankruptcy that they don't have a legal right to collect. And because they keep reporting him late every month, he's not able to buy a home. And because of that, him and his family now have split up. His wife split up and she left. And he's living in a little apartment. And he has real damages here. And I think that's unfortunate. And what's really unfortunate is Bank of America has a major problem with the way that they're reporting to the credit bureaus. They got so many lawsuits filed against them right now. It seems like that's all we ever talk about. Their stock prices are down 50%. They got hit 2 weeks ago with 326 lawsuits. The state attorney generals are going after them. And they're a mess, and this is my opinion that they're a mess. But I can show you that they're reporting this stuff on his credit report. That's wrong.
Probably the last thing on their mind is if they're reporting accurately on people's credit reports.
Federal law requires it to be reported accurately, though.
I agree.
And that's the shame.
They just got bigger stuff going on.
So generally, most people that meet with you, and that's so cool that you have a simulator that shows them what's going to happen if they file bankruptcy. But most people, they think that, filing bankruptcy is going to affect their credit in a negative way. And that's truly not what I've seen. It's not what you've seen, Michelle. It's not what you see.
It shouldn't be the issue. If you're thinking about filing bankruptcy and you're kind of on the fence and it's, you're worried about your credit, that definitely should not
be the last thing you're thinking.
Should be the last thing on your mind on whether you should file bankruptcy or not.
What is another myth that you hear a lot of. People
I'm going to lose my home if I file bankruptcy.
So people think that they're going to lose their home if they file bankruptcy. And how is that not?
It should be you're going to lose your home if you don't file bankruptcy. Because if you don't file and the creditors come after you for your medical bills, your credit card debt, whatever other debt you might be, they can actually get a judgment and then foreclose on your home. So you'd actually be protecting your home by filing bankruptcy and discharging that debt.
So up next, we're going to break that down, how filing bankruptcy could save your home, that you're not going to lose your home if you file, how it could save your retirement, how it could save your 401k and your cars. It could actually save your marriage, sometimes even save your life. So that's next. In the meantime, if you want to call us for information on how to get in touch with Sean, give me a call on my offline number at 619-333-0111. It's 619-333-0111. Or go to the website, askrondi.com. That's ASKRONDI.com. Again, it's askrondi.com, ASKRONDI.com. When you're at the website, just click on the Debt-Free Living tab. That's going to give you all the information about Sean, about the Doan Law Firm, and how you can save your credit, save your home, your family, maybe even save your life. So that's next.
Are you being harassed by creditors? Call Doan Law Firm now. They'll stop the creditors and make them pay for their reckless actions. Doan Law Firm is California's largest family of bankruptcy attorneys. Unlike other law firms, Doan has an experienced legal team that fights back for your rights with over 30,000 satisfied clients. They offer a free initial consultation and a low-fee guarantee. In some cases, abusive creditors pay way more than the cost of their client's bankruptcy. If you're upside down or threatened with foreclosure, Doan Law Firm may offer far more than a modification. Hundreds of second mortgages have been completely eliminated with their services. Call 760-746-4476. That's 760-746-4476. Or go online to doanlaw.com. Wipe out your debt, get a fresh start, and begin sleeping comfortably again in your own home. Doan Law Firm is a federally designated debt relief agency. This is Your Credit Matters with Rondi Lambeth on K-Praise 1210 AM KPRZ. Did you know that close to 50% of the homes for sale in San Diego are distressed properties? A homeowner that lost their home through either a short sale or foreclosure may have bad credit for up to 7 years after they lost their home. If you've lost a home and would like to learn how you legally and permanently can get that short sale or foreclosure removed from your credit report, visit AskRondi.com. Again, that's AskRondi.com. AskRondi.com, or simply call and speak to a credit expert at 888-900-3678. That's 888-900-3678. Tell a friend to listen to Your Credit Matters with Rondi Lambeth, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on K-Praise 1210 a.m. KPRZ. To reach Rondi, call 888-900-3678 or online at AskRondi.com.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Your Credit Matters. I'm so thankful to spend this time with you because I love helping you and families like yours have a better life through credit education and financial literacy. I expose what I think the big banks, the collection companies, and the credit bureaus don't want you to know, and how they purposely drive down your credit score so they can charge you higher interest rates, more fees, and keep you in chains and make sure you are their slave your entire life. If you have any questions regarding credit, real estate, or finances, please give me a call on my offline number at 619-333-0111. Again, it's 619-333-0111. Or visit my website at askrondi.com. Again, that's askrondi.com. AskRondi.com. When we talk, not only am I going to be able to help you and your family escape the chains of bad credit, but I'm also going to give you a financial roadmap to get you debt-free in as little as 100 days. I look forward to speaking with you, and I look forward to today's show. In studio today, I have with me Sean Doan of the Doan Law Firm, California's largest family law firm. They have 15 offices across the state of California. They've helped over 30,000 people get out of debt. 30,000 people save their homes a lot of times, save their cars, save their retirements, save their family and their relationships with their kids, and sometimes even save their life. You know, there's nothing like seeing someone who's weighed down with debt and bad credit And then the moment they get their discharge order, and it's like a relief. 1,000-pound bag of boulders has been relieved from their shoulders. And they can start living again and get back on track and get a fresh start. So, Sean, thanks for coming in today.
It's good to be here.
We also have with us licensed paralegal and California real estate broker, or actually real estate agent, Michelle
You have
Olson.
to call me a salesperson in California.
I do. She is a Colorado real estate broker, but in California, you are a real estate
I'm just a salesperson.
You just have to take a test, right?
Oh, I got to put some time in here.
Time.
Yep,
Yeah.
2 years, just like Colorado.
On the earlier segment, we were talking about the myths of bankruptcy, and the biggest myth we hear is it's gonna ruin my credit, and that's quite frankly not true.
Wrong.
It does not. Most of the time, it actually improves your credit. Most of the time, it enables you to purchase a house much sooner than if you ignored the problem. Because if you ignore the situation with your mortgage and your home is foreclosed upon, it could be 7 years before you get to buy. 7 years of being a renter, living in an apartment. Can you imagine that, Sean, going from living in a home, losing your home, and then having to move into an apartment?
It could be tough.
With your family, with 3 kids.
Depends on the quality of life you're living.
Yeah, I think it'd be tough to be a homeowner and living the dream, and then because you didn't know about bankruptcy, you lost your house in foreclosure. Now you got to wait 7 years to get into another house. But if you file bankruptcy, many times you get to keep the house. And even if you short sell the house later, you can buy another one within a year. A lot of times. See, it's not the bankruptcy the banks are scared of. It's the foreclosures. And the reason for that is because the banks look at it this way. If you let your house go to foreclosure versus filing bankruptcy or doing a short sale, that says something about you. Either one, you didn't care about it, or two, you just didn't do anything about it. So with filing bankruptcy, we were talking that sometimes it could save your house. Now, Sean, how does it save your house?
Well, if you're behind on your mortgage payments and you're looking or facing a trustee sale where the bank is going to auction off your property, you can file bankruptcy and that'll stop the sale as soon as you file. We file electronically. We can file it, within 20 minutes of meeting you, we can have your case filed. It's a very powerful law. I would say it's one of the most powerful laws in this country. It'll stop pretty much anything dead in its track. There's a few things that won't stop, but for the everyday consumer, it'll stop it. So it'll allow you to take what you're behind on your house payment and you get to pay that off over the next 5 years. So just divide it by 60 months, and that's what you got to pay back. Now, you do have to start making your house payment again.
So
but there's more to it than just that, obviously. You can try to restructure that loan, too, to bring down the interest, and you can eliminate your second mortgage entirely.
So let's back up a little bit. If you're facing foreclosure right now, the worst possible thing for you to do, the worst possible thing that you could do for your family is ignore the foreclosure and the trustee sale. One phone call to Sean could immediately stop that foreclosure in most cases.
Electronically.
Electronically. If you have a trustee sale set for this week, it's not too late. We can still stop it.
But we don't want you to wait until the day before the trustee sale. Yes, he can help you the day before, but you shouldn't wait that long. You should meet with Sean prior to that so you can get all of your ducks in a row and you're not running around in emergency mode. But it's not too late. Even if your foreclosure, your house is scheduled for sale this week, it's not too late to put a stop to it. If you want to put a stop, reach out to me. I'll put you in touch with Sean. His direct line and my direct line is 619-333-0111. It's 619-333-0111. You're not calling to file bankruptcy. That's not why you're calling. You're calling to find out what your options are and if bankruptcy is the right move for you and your family. Sometimes it's not. We spoke to a client, our listener, 2 weeks ago from Escondido, and we found out bankruptcy was not his option, the best option. But we did find out there were other things for him to do. After speaking with Sean, he figured out, hey, I don't have to go down this road, but we can do this and eliminate that debt, because not only does Sean's firm help you with the bankruptcy, but they can also help you with some debt negotiation and eliminate some of the debt. It's not always just filing bankruptcy. But if you ignore the problem and you go out in the backyard and you dig a hole and put your head in it and dump the dirt around it so you don't hear the phone call ringing anymore. Or what a lot of people do is they just unplug the phone so they don't have to listen to it ring. That does not fix the problem. You need to be proactive. If your house is scheduled for foreclosure, we can put a stop to it. All you have to do is call 619-333-0111, 619-333-0111, or go to the website askrondi.com. That's ASKRONDI.com. That's ASKRONDI.com. Click on the debt-free living tab. Give you all of Sean's information. You get in touch with him, find out what your options are. Sean, you started to talk about eliminating the second mortgage. How does that happen?
That happens in the situation where you have your house being worth less than what you owe on your first. So if you have a house that's worth $300,000 and you owe $301,000 on your first mortgage, and say you have a second mortgage on top of that $300,000 first, you can eliminate it, be it $100,000, $200,000, completely wipe it out in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And it's become much more relevant in today's economic crisis than it was 5 or 6 years ago when there was equity in people's properties.
So it's not in the Chapter 7, but in the Chapter 13, instead of having to do the short sale and moving out of the house, if you have a second mortgage that's owed on the house and a first, and there's no equity in the second, you can oftentimes eliminate that through a Chapter 13 bankruptcy.
That is correct. It's called lien stripping.
And if you don't have a lot of other debt, because this is what I'm seeing, is I talked to a client just a few weeks ago that had a first, the house was worth what he owed on the first, had nothing on the second, no credit card debt, and no car loans. And that would be a perfect thing for him to do, a Chapter 13, and eliminate the second mortgage altogether. How long would it take for his 13 to discharge?
36 months.
36 months.
It depends on how much other debt he has. I mean, we got to propose some type of payment, be it a nominal $70 a month payment.
Does he have to pay that back for the second mortgage then, the unsecured debt?
Well, it'll go to the Chapter 13 trustee, and he'll split it up to all the creditors, whoever filed claims.
Okay.
If it just happens to be that the second mortgage is his only debt filing the claim, then they'll get $70 times 36 months.
You know, and he owed I think it was like $230,000. So $70 times 12 months, that's $900 or $840. So instead of paying $40,000, he paid like $2,400 total.
Yeah, I mean
that is a no-brainer. Yeah, no-brainer. And what happens to his credit? You know what? That's the last thing you should be worrying about. Think about that. That's a retirement plan, a retirement program.
Right.
If you're saving yourself $1,500 a month,
and you have the discipline to actually save it,
and save it,
that's what you got to actually put it in the bank,
because he can save money after the bankruptcy.
He's putting money in his bank account.
If you want to talk to Sean, or you want to talk to me or Michelle regarding your situation with your home, Michelle can help you with short selling it. If the short sale doesn't work, we can help you with eliminating the second mortgage with Sean. If you have questions regarding your credit, call me. My number is 619-333-0111, 619-333-0111, or go to the website, askrondi.com. Again, it's askrondi.com, ASKRONDI.com. As always, we're here bringing you the truth, and it's the truth that's going to set you free.
Are you struck with fear every time the phone rings? Harassing calls from collection agencies and credit card companies? Your balance is skyrocketing and you're barely paying the minimums each month. Maybe you bought your home at the top of the market and lost your job last year. You've always had good credit. But now, Doan Law Firm understands, and they'll walk you through your valley. Did you know you can get those harassing phone calls stopped immediately and get medical bills, credit cards, and unsecured debt completely eliminated? Doan has over 30,000 satisfied clients and operates on traditional Judeo-Christian values. Call 760-746-4476. If you're upside down with a second mortgage, Doan may be able to have your second eliminated. Call 760-746-4476. That's 760-746-4476 or online at doanlaw.com. Sleep peacefully tonight in your own home with the Doan Difference. Doan Law Firm is a federally designated debt relief agency. This is Your Credit Matters with Rhonda Lambeth on K-Praise 1210 AM KPRZ. Did you know that according to the FTC that nearly 50% of all identity theft complaints are direct results of the credit bureaus making mistakes? The credit bureaus make billions of dollars each and every year by making mistakes on credit reports. They're rewarded by the big banks to keep your credit score down. The lower they keep your score, the more money they make and the more you pay. If you want to learn how to put a stop to this theft and increase your credit score, visit AskRondi.com. Again, that's AskRondi.com, AskRondi.com, or simply call and speak to a credit expert at 888-900-3678. That's 888-900-3678. Tell a friend to listen to Your Credit Matters with Rhonda Lambeth, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on K-Praise 1210 a.m. KPRZ. To reach Rhonda, call 888-900-3678 or online at AskRondi.com.